Hello, my name is David Fjellman, and I've chosen to do my final project on Pandora Radio and the Music Genome Project because you can't talk about one without talking about the other. We'll start with a brief description and history of these two systems. Pandora is an internet music streaming service which allows users to create and customize radio stations based on their own musical preference. This is done through an input of a thumbs up or a thumbs down voting system to tailor the station to the user's particular taste. The interface was built around the Music Genome Project. Pandora was created around the start of the millennium. It was founded by Will Glazer, John Kraft, and Tim Westergren. It was initially called Savage Beast Technologies and soon evolved into Pandora. It has a history of non-profitability and hemorrhaging money. After they blew their initial investment of $2 million, Tim Westergren asked his employees to work for free for a couple of years before they got back on their feet. It began as a paid service but changed to a free ad-based service around 2004. As of 2016, Pandora has 81 million active users, with about 5% of them as paid subscription users. At the heart of Pandora is the Music Genome Project. This was created by Will Glazer and Tim Westergren, and it was created to capture the essence of music at its most fundamental level. It does this by having humans analyze songs based on musical genes that were created for the project. Different genres have different number of genes. So for instance, pop/rock will have about 150 different genes, whereas hip-hop and electronica will have substantially more. And then there were algorithms that were created to organize songs within the database, the Music Genome Project database. Before Pandora, radio stations were controlled by DJs or had set song lists. There was no way to customize your radio station. There was no way to skip or dislike songs. If you didn't like what you were listening to, you had to find a different radio station. Further, personal collections had to be discovered and obtained by the users themselves. This was done by buying CDs, tapes, or records, or downloading songs through various interfaces like iTunes or Napster. Recommendations were done via word of mouth or music genres in music stores. So now let's talk about the data and information processing components of these two systems. The most important is the Music Genome Project database. All the information and data is kept in-house away from the public. Musicologists and industry professionals analyze songs based on, again, approximately 450 different musical genes. Some of these genes include the gender of the lead singer, the amount of distortion in the electric guitar, lyrical composition of the song, tempo, different instruments being used, things like that. To date, there are fewer than 2 million songs in the database. This is because it takes about 20 minutes to analyze a song, and songs are continuously being assessed and reassessed and added to the database. Then the database is accessed by proprietary algorithms that are not known to the public. The Pandora interface is where all the users input their data. They initially create a station based on a song, artist, or genre, and a station is created, or a station is tailored based on the different genes associated with that song, artist, or genre. The users can then input a favorable or unfavorable vote by voting thumbs up or thumbs down to further tailor their station. So the more votes that you have equals a more personalized station. They analyze the different genes based in the songs that you vote and associates that with other songs with similar genetic makeup. Initially, I thought that Pandora was based on other users' inputs based on the songs that they like and dislike, but that's not the case. It's strictly the user's input strictly affects the algorithm that accesses the Music Genome Project database. All the inputs are stored in local folders, and they have absolutely no impact on the stations of other users. Let's talk about the display and communication components of these two systems. So as I said before, the Music Genome Project is hidden from the general population, so there's no way to see how all the songs are valued based on their genes. you can only interact with the Pandora interface. The Pandora interface itself is very sleek and very simple. At the start there's a station creation and selection. Beyond that, there's a limited number of buttons to interact with, such as the thumbs up, thumbs down button. There's a pause, there's a skip, and the power is really in the voting, the thumbs up and thumbs down. That is all the data that's input to tailor the station. You do also have the ability to revisit the past votes, so you can customize your stations if your musical taste changes or if you end up liking a song that you didn't like before. Some of the extras involved with the Pandora interface: you get the information about the song is displayed, album cover is displayed, lyrics are displayed, and you also have the option to purchase the song or album from iTunes or Amazon. Pandora also offers upgraded subscription plans, so Pandora Plus, you get unlimited number of stations, you don't have to deal with ads, and you also get offline stations in case you don't have connectivity to the internet. You can still listen to music through Pandora. Beyond that, there's Pandora Premium, which is the highest paid subscription. This allows users to play songs on demand. You get unlimited number of skips per day, and you can create customized playlists of those songs. Some of the human factors that are associated with these two systems: Pandora, again, is very user-friendly. The interface is simple, which makes it universally usable. The voting system makes the user feel empowered in the customization process, and the interface is very similar across all devices, so no matter where you are accessing Pandora, the interface is very similar. So there's no hang-ups if you use your phone, your tablet, computer screen, your car screen, or whatever. Some of the things that Pandora does wrong, though: it has a very limited musical library compared to other streaming options. Again, this is due to the scope of the music genome process and what is involved with getting songs added to the database. This might alienate certain users who have very particular tastes or enjoy genres that are included within the database. Due to government regulations, Pandora is only available in the United States, and the free service it offers severely limits the options for the users. There's no on-demand music, so you may enter a song that you like, but you might not necessarily hear that song for a while. And there's no customizable playlist, so you're at the whim of the algorithm that accesses the music genome database. Some of the professions that are involved with these two systems, specifically the information professions: the Human Genome Project employs musicologists who work alongside database engineers to catalog the song's makeup and put them into the database. That database itself needs to be managed and created by an architect to maintain the integrity of the system. And then IT professionals also create algorithms to connect the Music Genome Project database itself to the Pandora interface. Within Pandora, there are a couple of jobs available currently for IT help desk professions. So if you have an issue, you can call in and get help from a Pandora information specialist. There's also interface designers involved across all different devices accessing Pandora, and you will need professionals who have knowledge in connecting to online retailers such as Amazon or iTunes from Pandora. Some of the social issues that pertain to these systems: a lot of fees are paid. As with any radio station, royalties have to be paid to the artists, and internet radio stations generally have higher royalties paid to artists than over-the-air satellite radio stations. This is to protect the intellectual property of the artists. Over the years, Pandora has sought to negotiate the fees, and they have successfully done so with the government itself and the particular artists. And then there's ethics involved with the thumbs up and thumbs down voting system. The input is done by the users only, so you can't have administrators manipulating favorably for the artists, giving them more upvotes than downvotes. The problem comes with the algorithms used to access the database. This is where the integrity and the ethics come in, so the administrators shouldn't change the algorithms to favor certain artists over others. Within the Music Genome Project, like I said, it's very hidden, so the integrity has to be kept very high. The artists themselves have no input on the values given to the music genes. This prevents interference with the database. and the songs that are chosen by the team is the they do choose songs themselves, but they also allow independent artists to submit their work to be analyzed. And this allows for a wider variety of music, so you can get some of those independent artists on the radio station that you might not get from other places. Thank you very much. This has been a wonderful experience, and I hope you have a great day.